Hey guys, Future Chris here real quick. So I'm in the middle of packaging and shipping out all of the Kickstarter orders for Heart of Iron, the CaFae Latte novel, but the shipping prices are kicking my ass. So if you want to help me out with that, I got a Ko-Fi link now in the description of this video. I'm also on Patreon, and of course you can buy my merch and books and all that jazz. Alright, back to the video.
Hey, welcome to CaFae Latte. July is Disability Awareness Month, so 10% of our profits are going to the American Association of People with Disabilities. Nice. You're Drek Anderson? I feel like I should say no, just because it's really creepy that you, a stranger, knows that. You got it on social media. Also, I'm a court admin. You've been served. Gabriel?
Details are in there. See you in court.
Yarabi, Drek, you're being sued? Yep, looks like small claims. Guess the water balloons actually did cause damage. At least to their cell phones, and apparently one guy's hearing aids? Well, I'm sure Cyrus will help. Way ahead of you. Hey, Cyrus. Yeah, they did the thing. We are willing to offer you an invite to my dad's next barbecue, unlimited waffles whenever you visit over the course of this case, as well as a plate of my mother's coveted peanut butter and jelly brunch. You rang? Alright, Drek, we're on in 10. How you feeling? Good, but kind of jittery. I had to borrow one of my dad's suits. Do you think they'll notice? If the judge does notice, they won't care, right? The important thing is that you are making an effort to look presentable. You remember what I told you? Let you do all the talking unless the judge asks me a direct question. If they try pulling up the harassment accusations again, do not take the bait. Bob already provided you with video evidence. She and everyone else is willing to go under oath as witnesses, and you can even push to have Connor and Gabriel go under a truth potion. The people who win court cases are the people with the most patience, endurance, and usually money, but you take payment in snacks and drama, so we're all good. Good man. Ready? Ready. Mr. Johnson, I'm not used to seeing you in small claims. Isn't this usually not worth your time? If you knew the full story behind this, you'd be along for the ride, too. Well, you know, a settlement would save everyone a lot of time. No sale. I tried. Well, we've got a meaty savings account, kid. I'd be willing to drop the charges if he leaves town and never comes back. That's a no. All right, next case. We have Westview Protestant Church versus Anderson suing for minor property and emotional damages. I don't suppose there's a settlement in the works? Nope. No, Your Honor. My clients were protesting a man they have every reason to believe was sexually harassing a child of their congregation, and he destroyed many of their electronic possessions in retaliation. That is defamatory. We have security footage proving that there was no harassment, at least not by Anderson, multiple witness testimonies, and my client is willing to go under a truth potion. Matter of fact, I motion to compel a truth potion onto Gabriel White and Connor Paxton, who is now an adult, to clear up any more false rumors of sexual harassment and prove that my client was himself the victim of harassment and was defending himself and his family with water balloons when the plaintiff showed up on his private property, which, considering his Second Amendment rights, was an absolute kindness. That would violate my client's First Amendment rights. Truth potions are products of magic, and Westview Protestantism denounces such practices. And frankly, the motives don't matter here. The fact is, Drek Anderson threw water balloons at a group of people, permanently damaging many of their cell phones, a set of hearing aids, and a couple of Apple Watches, which many of them cannot afford to replace easily. They're just a tiny church. Your client's homophobic motives absolutely matter here. My client was acting in self-defense, plain and simple, and given that your so-called Christian clients went so far as to protest Anderson's father volunteering at a food shelf when they couldn't get to Anderson himself, and then went to his mother's house, they've gone from First Amendment to harassment. Now who's being defamatory? The defendant's motion to compel a truth potion is denied on First Amendment grounds, but if the defendant is willing to go under the potion, I will allow it, as well as the other evidence you have submitted from security cameras and witness testimony. We'll go forward with the jury trial next week. Next case. Not gonna lie, I was hoping she'd throw it out, but we got a very strong case. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. Isn't Gabriel's whole argument that he and his congregation are too broke or poor to pay for the stuff that I damaged? Yeah? Then why does he have a Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra? What? Also, they might be rhinestones. I mean, I know mine are, but his cufflinks look like real gemstones. So How could he afford that? That is a damn good question. And now you're going to help me fill out the paperwork to trigger an investigation into his finances. Ew, why? Because dyslexia is a bitch. Come on. Dirk, my lad, your friend saved you a table on the patio, the one with the red umbrella. Awesome, thanks, Wolver. Also, Cyrus told me about your case. Congrats on that. Dessert's on the house. Oh, thanks. Hey, guys. There he is. Drake, get over here and tell me what the hell happened. I've got a flight in 5 hours. Yeah, we heard that the charges got dropped. How'd that happen? Yeah, and is Gabriel going to come back? What are the chances that he's staying down? Well, he'll stay down for the next 2 years-ish. So last week we started the trial, which Gabriel started because he claimed that he and his congregation were too poor or broke or whatever to replace the cell phones and other tech we damaged with the water balloons. But then I noticed that Gabriel had a brand new cell phone anyway and really expensive cufflinks. Okay, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. He could have gotten it on a payment plan. Yeah, and my dad's got a pair of cufflinks that have been passed down the family 3 generations. 4 when they get to me. Yeah, I know. But it was enough for Cyrus to call for an investigation into Gabriel's finances and that of his church, which Gabriel's lawyer really tried to fight. I mean, you'd think they would welcome that or even trigger it themselves because it just proved how broke everyone really is, right? Especially a new church like that. But they really tried stonewalling. Oh, he was stealing, wasn't he? What? No. Gabriel was embezzling funds from his own church. Like, so much of the money that was supposed to go to things like building upkeep was just going straight to his bank account. And, as it turns out, he was committing tax evasion too. Priests have to pay taxes? Apparently, yeah. So what about your lawsuit? The church dropped it. Once they saw that their priest was scamming them, I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Nicole's magic might have helped too. The protective charm she gave me broke right before they announced they were dropping the charges, so that might have changed some minds or dried up finances or something. Gabriel's getting 2 years in jail and a big-ass fine, so he's out of our hair for a while. Couldn't have happened to a nicer fella. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of disappointed we didn't get to go toe-to-toe in the courtroom. We had a really strong case, which is another reason they probably backed down. Cyrus says that's really common. What about Connor? Haven't seen him? Don't want to. If that boy has the sense God gave a goose, he'll keep his head down. Glad you got a happy ending for this one. Me too. And I am never asking a boy out again. I said that once too. And then I met the track captain at my college. Man's got a jawline for days. You got a picture? Get your own, man. This one's straight anyway. God damn it, every time. Holy shit, you finally got parole?
Yeah, apparently you get bonus points if you're old, adorable, and volunteer a lot with the jail's chapel. So you see, suckering you into helping us with the cleanup is for your own good.
Yeah, and has nothing to do with how much you hate dusting. Clearly, you're doing me a favor.
Obviously, you've been racking up more volunteer hours than anyone else here. I swear you're the most altruistic Christian demon I've ever met, and I grew up Catholic. The Parole Board's gonna love you when you're up.
Well, they should love my friend girl. And she's the one who gave me the idea.
The witch who writes every month, visits every week, calls almost every day, and has had 2 conjugal visits. Pretty sure you can call her your girl.
I'm not calling her shit until I figure myself out. She's been through enough, and I'm not dragging her through anymore until I know I'm not gonna fuck it up. You only get one life after all. And it's a short one.
Yeah. And I think you mentioned never having a serious girlfriend before?
Nothing that lasted longer than a month. God, relationships are terrifying. Gives me an angry dragon any day.
Eric! Old Jack! Fresh meats!
Oh shit, newbies. You hear anything good?
I think guards say embezzlement.
Hey, that's the type of thief. He and Eric should get along just great.
I think Eric here for kidnapping or endangerment.
I was broadening my horizons. Did not go well.
Well, the important thing is that you atone for it and do better, and don't get any more fairies kidnapped.
That implies that there are other types of people that I can get kidnapped.
Well, if guards and medical staff keep ignoring the heart palpitations that'll probably kill me, I can't say I'll care what happens to them.
I can squish guard.
That'll get you transferred to prison, not a cozy, low-security jail that'll pretend that your manslaughter charges really were an accident.
Not my fault that gangsters find so crackly, like bubble wrap.
Hello. I was looking for the chapel. Well, you found it. You must be the fresh meat. I'm impressed that someone of demonic heritage is serving in a church. Normally, your kind avoid places of worship. The priest I had growing up was actually a really great guy. More of a father than my actual father.
You should get back in touch with him.
You'd need a ghost hunter for that.
Ah, shucks.
And anyway, it's not that demons avoid churches, we avoid bigots. And this is where they tend to show up. We are not bigoted, and it is rather rude to assume so. You're in jail. Get used to it.
Why is Seraph in jail? Most courts like angel types and equipped.
Yes, well, God works in mysterious ways. Clearly, I am meant to be here. We heard that it had less to do with God and more with embezzlement. Christian persecution is a very real thing in this country. They're just salty because I stood up for my beliefs. I'm a priest. That's what I do.
Oh, did you stand up to ICE?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, the Bible says love thy neighbor and help out foreigners.
I've heard of priests getting arrested for housing the homeless.
Why? Churches allow housing.
Yeah, normally, but sometimes city ordinances get bitchy. There was a sexual predator who harassed a boy in my congregation. We led protests against him to try to get him to leave our town, but... wow.
Ugh, that's awful. I swear, no one actually cares about assault or...
He's lying. I am not.
How do you know?
Lindsay's last letter.
The one about the Seraph priest who tried to chase the gay kid out of town?
He was a predator, and everyone else was just too scared of being called a homophobe, like that's supposed to be a mark of shame. Well, who wants dibs? Dibs on what?
I'm too old for that nonsense, and I'm set for release next week anyway, so you kids have fun.
Eric has puny human arms. Good for warm-up.
Oh, really? Thanks, man. Dibs on what? Pinata. But the guards won't let us have baseball bats, so, we'll have to make do. Well, good morning, Andy. Did you get Abigail to the airport? Yeah, she made it there in one piece. Personally, I think it'd be safer if she drove, but she and her parents insisted on a flat. Statistically speaking, you're way more likely to crash your car than a plane, but you can survive a car crash. What's this? Siren Song tea. We're selling it in bags now for people to take home. No shit. What's the flavor on this one? Green and minty with some fruit. Well, I did recently realize I'm a fruit. Boo! You can get a bag at steepitsimple.com. The bad jokes will not be included in your order.
In the forest deep where shadows fall lives a queen who stands so proud and tall. Her throne of whispers, her kingdom's call, with dragons fierce who hearken all. Through the misty woods her anthem rings, a symphony of wild and wondrous things, with scales and wings and ancient kings. She's the spirit of forgotten springs. Raise your voice like a dragon's roar. Queens of old, we will be no more. In our hearts we feel the core, strength and power forevermore. The night is dark, but she shines so bright, guiding souls with her ethereal light. With strength and grace she takes her fight, a beacon in the endless night. From the ashes she will rise anew, her legacy both firm and true, a melody for the brave and few, in the lands where dreams and dragons flew. Raise your voice like a dragon's roar. Queens of old, we will be no more. In our hearts we feel the core, strength and power forevermore. Raise your voice like a dragon's roar. Queens of old, we will be no more. In our hearts we feel the core, strength and power forevermore. In a castle dark and cold, where stories of old are told, a princess waits alone, in her heart a heavy stone, her crown a burden grand, in a silent empty land. Stars above refuse to gleam, in her eyes there's just a dream. Once upon a tear she cried, for the love that never died. In whispers of the night, her heart took flight. Diamonds in her lonely eyes reflect the moon's pale guise. A fairy's gentle song echoes memories long gone. Through shadows she moves slow, footsteps soft like falling snow. Every night she fades away in the dawn's first gray. Once upon a tear she cried, for the love that never died. In whispers of the night, her heart took flight. She cried for the love that never died. In whispers of the night, her heart took flight. Once upon a tear she cried,